Ever felt like life after 60 has left you behind? Like every day blends into the next, and no matter how hard you try, that sense of purpose you once had is slipping away. You're not alone. Meet James. He's 67, and just a few months ago he lost his wife, the love of his life. And with her he lost the spark that once got him out of bed every morning. Now life feels empty, routine, like a long road with no clear destination. If you've ever felt this way, if you've ever wondered, what now? There's something you need to hear. Because no matter how lost or stuck you feel right now, you can pull yourself out. And it starts with 4 simple but powerful steps. The last one, it's the one that surprises people the most. So stick with me, because this could change everything for you. And if you're ready to take back control of your happiness, don't just watch, be part of this journey. Hit the like button and subscribe for more real, practical advice to help you navigate life after 60 with confidence and purpose. Step 1. Acknowledge and accept your feelings. It's not about forcing yourself to be positive, it's about giving yourself permission to feel. Too often we tell ourselves, I shouldn't feel this way. We convince ourselves that sadness, frustration, or grief is something to be buried, hidden, or ignored. But here's the truth. Suppressing emotions doesn't make them go away, it makes them stronger. James knows this all too well. After his wife passed, he tried to stay strong. He distracted himself, kept busy, and told himself that moving on meant not dwelling on the past. But the more he pushed his feelings aside, the heavier they became. Instead of healing, he found himself feeling stuck, weighed down by emotions he refused to face. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And the good news? There's a way forward. Allow yourself to feel. Whatever you're going through, grief, loneliness, frustration, it's okay to feel it. You don't have to pretend everything is fine. Give yourself space to acknowledge what's really going on inside. Whether it's sadness, anger, or even numbness, recognize that these feelings are valid. Write it down. One of the most powerful ways to process emotions is through journaling. Start simple. Write down what's on your mind. Without judgment, without overthinking, just let the words flow. You might be surprised at how much lighter you feel after putting your thoughts on paper. Talk to someone you trust. Keeping emotions bottled up can feel isolating. Find someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or even a support group who will listen without judgment. If talking feels difficult, try starting with something small. I've been struggling lately, and I just need to talk. You don't have to have all the answers. Just sharing can be the first step toward relief. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Healing isn't about rushing to get over things. It's about giving yourself the patience and care you'd offer a close friend. When you catch yourself thinking, I should be stronger or I shouldn't feel this way, replace it with, I'm human and it's okay to feel this. Have you ever tried journaling your thoughts? It can be a simple but powerful way to release emotions. Let us know in the comments if it has helped you, or if you'd be willing to give it a try. Step 2. Shift your focus to small wins. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to believe that nothing will ever change. But real progress doesn't come from one big life-changing moment. It comes from small steps taken every day. After James lost his wife, he felt paralyzed by loneliness. His days felt empty, and the idea of moving on seemed impossible. He wanted to feel better, but he didn't know where to start. Then one morning he made a decision, not to fix everything, but to do just one small thing for himself. He stepped outside and took a 10-minute walk. That's it. Nothing dramatic, just a short stroll around the block. The next day he did it again, slowly, without even realizing it. That small action became part of his routine. It didn't solve everything overnight, but it gave him a sense of control, a small win, and from there things started to shift. When we focus on what's wrong in our lives, everything feels impossible. But when we shift our focus to small actions we can control, we create momentum. That momentum builds confidence, and that confidence leads to real change. If you're feeling stuck right now, try this. Start with one simple action. You don't need to have all the answers today. Just choose one small positive action to take. It could be taking a short walk outside, preparing a healthy meal, calling an old friend to catch up, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. What matters isn't what you choose, it's that you take action. Acknowledge your progress. Every small step counts. It might not seem like much, but every time you take action, you're proving to yourself that you can move forward. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what's one thing I did today that moved me forward? Even if it's tiny, it matters. Turn small actions into daily habits. If something makes you feel even slightly better, make it part of your routine. Repetition turns small wins into habits, and habits shape your future. Be patient with yourself. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep going, even if it's at your own pace. What's one small thing that lifts your mood when you're feeling down? Drop it in the comments. You never know who you might inspire. Step 3. Reconnect with a sense of purpose. When you're at your lowest, it's easy to feel like you have nothing left to give. But purpose isn't about grand achievements. It's about finding meaning in the small moments of everyday life. After James lost his wife, his days felt empty. The routines that once filled his life now felt pointless. He woke up each morning wondering, what's the point? Then, one day, while clearing out his garage, he found an old woodworking project he'd abandoned years ago. On a whim, he decided to finish it. At first it was just something to pass the time, but soon he realized how much he enjoyed working with his hands. It gave him something to focus on, something to look forward to. More importantly, it gave him a reason to wake up in the morning. And when his neighbor asked if he could help fix a broken chair, James found something even more powerful. His skills could help others. That's when everything changed. Feeling lost often comes from feeling disconnected, from yourself, from others, from something meaningful. But the good news is, purpose isn't lost, it's rediscovered. If you're feeling stuck, start here. Actionable steps to reconnect with purpose. Look back to move forward. What did you once love doing? A hobby, a skill, something that made you feel alive? Think about what used to bring you joy, even if it's been years. Sometimes the things that mattered before still have meaning now. Find a way to give back. Purpose often comes from helping others. You don't have to do something huge, just something that makes a difference. Ideas to try. Volunteer at a local charity. Teach someone a skill you know. Spend time mentoring younger family members or friends. Sometimes the smallest acts, like listening, teaching or helping, have the biggest impact. Try something new. If nothing from your past feels right, explore something new. Take a class, join a local group, learn a skill you've always been curious about. The key is to keep exploring until something sparks your interest. Make purpose a daily habit. Purpose isn't a one-time discovery, it's something you nurture every day. Even a simple goal like finishing a book, gardening or cooking for a friend can add meaning to your life. But what if you still feel stuck? What if nothing seems to work? This next step might be the hardest, but it's also the most powerful. Step 4. Seek connection even when it's hard. When you're facing life's toughest moments, it's natural to feel isolated, but isolation only deepens the pain. Reaching out, even when it feels incredibly hard, can be the turning point that sparks hope and healing. James, who had been struggling with loneliness and the weight of his grief, found himself hesitant to join a community group. The idea of stepping into a room full of strangers was daunting. Yet, after one tentative meeting, something unexpected happened. James felt a spark of belonging, a subtle warmth that reminded him he was not alone. That one experience gradually opened the door to more connections, and over time, the support of a community helped him rebuild his strength. Isolation can amplify our low moments, making challenges seem insurmountable. When you reach out, even in small ways, you create a lifeline, a reminder that others care and that sharing your experiences lightens the emotional load. Connection is not just about having someone to talk to. It's about rediscovering the human warmth that reinforces our resilience. Actionable steps to build connections. Call a friend or family member. Sometimes a simple conversation is enough to remind you that someone cares. Even if it feels like a small gesture, picking up the phone and sharing your thoughts can be a powerful step forward. Join a group or community. Consider joining a local club, a community centre, or an online forum that shares your interests. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a discussion forum for seniors, finding people with similar passions can help you feel understood and supported. Start small with online conversations. If face-to-face interactions seem overwhelming, begin by engaging in online communities. Social media groups or forums can be a less intimidating way to connect and share your experiences with others. Be open to new experiences. Embrace opportunities that push you slightly out of your comfort zone. Each new connection, no matter how small, adds up and can bring unexpected joy and support into your life. Remember, you don't have to face your struggles alone. Every conversation, every new acquaintance is a step toward breaking the cycle of isolation. It's okay to be vulnerable. Sometimes sharing your burden is the first step toward lightening it. What's one connection that helped you through a tough time? Share your thoughts below. Feeling low is a part of life, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. Embrace your emotions, celebrate small wins, rediscover your purpose, and seek meaningful connections. These 4 steps can transform your life. Life after 60 isn't about what you've lost, it's about all the potential you still have to gain. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today.